just snitching on myself, and I'm gonna be as honest as possible.
Okay.
I started doing this full time April of 2020.
Okay.
And since then, I have just been go mode. I shoot every other day. I edit, like my turnover rate is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I shoot, and then I used to like really pack in my shoots. Like I would do like 3 scenes within 10 hours. Just for content's sake, because I was telling myself like, okay, I want to be able to drop content daily.
Yeah.
That's something that's special to me that sets me apart from a lot of people. I want to be able to drop new content daily. So that requires me to shoot a lot. And for almost 2 years, I did that. And it started getting to a point where I burned myself out to a way where I almost had to quit this.
Yeah.
Because my body gave up on me. Not my mental. I was mentally still there, but my body was not allowing me to perform anymore. Not in my personal life, not in my real life. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I know there's nothing wrong with me health-wise. I'm still young and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? So it just ended up being one of those things where I had to take time off and get some therapy, change up like lifestyle habits. I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
I've never smoked, but drinking was something that I did casually.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it was something that I would do. I'm more of an introvert than I come off as.
Okay.
So, like in public places and stuff like that, big settings and stuff. So sometimes I would drink.
Leos are though. they seem like they would just be the life of the party, but they're really just.
Yeah. Sometimes it's forced. Sometimes it's like, I want to feel comfortable here, so I'm gonna force myself to get out of my comfort zone and talk to these people. And for me, sometimes I had to get pretty drunk to be able to do that.
Okay.
Without overthinking and just sitting there and be like, I want to go home. So taking that time to myself for self-reflection and self-care, I was able to kick that entirely, get my peace of mind back, and come back with a healthier perspective of this stuff and focusing on performance, the post-production and how everything turns out, super creative concepts and like taking risk. Like I did an anime cosplay concept and shot it with like 7 models. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to turn out, if people are going to like it, but I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to do it. And the model supported it, and it turned out really good.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. For me personally, that was the hardest thing because I was really at a point where it felt like I'm going to be forced out of this before I really make it. And I was fortunate enough that it didn't happen like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was your favorite moment?
Oh man. So for me personally, I know beforehand we talked about like the Girls Go Wireless events and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I knew of a lot of the people that were centered around that.
Mm-hmm.
Kendra Cox, Verbal Paradigm, Qui Rogue. But there was one in particular, Rose B. Cush. I shot with her in Miami last August.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we had like stayed in touch and we were friends because the vibe was like that.
Yeah.
She ended up like, introducing me to them. And this at this point, for me, professionally speaking, I'm just kind of doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fan base, but I don't see myself like at that level where they're going to acknowledge me or anything like that. And as petty as it sounds, stuff like that still matters to me. Certain acknowledgement from certain people to me is like, oh man, that's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels good when it's like these people recognize you and your efforts are noticed, and you start seeing, okay, well, you started here, then okay, well, these ones are fucking with me. Oh, okay, now these influences.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Like now, like it's like, okay, now I'm that man.
Hey. But it was like they were throwing an event in Miami.
Okay.
And I saw the promos and stuff for it, and I'm just kind of like, oh, that looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything. They actually reached out to me in the DM and invited me, and I was just kind of like,
oh, okay.
And invited me as a male talent. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, maybe I am doing something right.
Yeah.
And from there, I experienced it, and I felt so comfortable around them, and they were so welcoming, and they treated me with so much respect. They treated me with so much like, oh, we're shooting this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't question me if I could keep up or any of that stuff, and I did. We shot crazy scenes, like threesomes and stuff back to back to back, and it was like,
no, they do a lot of cool stuff. I've been following most of them.
It was so much fun, and to this day, I've been to a few more of those, but that first one was the one that really made me feel like, oh, maybe this is something.
So the Miami one, that was the one that was towards the beginning of this year?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was actually contemplating going, but then because I don't do sex scenes, it's hard for me to get people to understand what I do, because it is money to be made, but it's like, if they do sex scenes and then I'm telling them, okay, well, we can do this or we can do that, they're just like, well, how's that going to make me money? But if stuff works.
Yeah, to each their own. Everybody has their own avenue and things that they're passionate about, the routes that they go within this sex work world that works for them. For some people, it's softcore. For some people, it's girl-girl. For some people, they can do nothing but solo and make more money than the people that do boy-girl content.
Yeah.
Because they go hard and branded themselves as that. My friend Rhonda has never shot with anyone. Not a girl, not a guy, just herself, always.
What's her Instagram?
Only one Rhonda is her Instagram.
I'm gonna have to look up.
She has a huge following, makes thousands of dollars and stuff like that, because she just focused on that. She didn't like, oh, I'm giving up on this and I'm gonna do something I don't want to do. She did what she wanted to do. So I have a lot of respect for you that you go your own avenue. You don't cave in to do anything that you don't want to do, and it works.